Hi everyone, welcome back to Novel Nomad and welcome to day 9 of Vlogmas. I'm actually having a really fun time with Vlogmas so far. Hopefully you are too. But today I thought, in the spirit of sharing a few of our favourite things coming Christmas, I am going to go full throttle into my love and adoration of bees. As you can tell, bee top, bee brooch, bee earrings, and now bee books. I have had a fascination with bees for quite a while now, but I have amassed quite a collection as well of all the lovely books that can tell me all the lovely facts about bees and some fun stories along the way. So number one, I would start off by recommending A Sting in the Tail by Dave Goulson. It basically is like My Family and Other Animals by Gerard Durrell. It's basically that kind of story where he narrates his life, a bit of a memoir, and how he came to love bees and bugs them as much as he does. And if you really love A Sting in the Tail, don't fret, because Dave Goulson also has some other amazing books to choose from. One of my favourites being Bequest, where he basically goes around the world and goes on a quest to find these really rare bees and tell us about why they're becoming so rare and so endangered and what we can do to prevent these bees from becoming extinct. Next is one that I haven't read but I've recently acquired, was A Buzz in the Meadow, which isn't just on bees but about other bugs and why they are so important to our local ecosystem. Well, in this case in particular to the English ecosystem, but of course bugs are incredibly important to every ecosystem. And finally, a new release for him is The Garden Jungle, or Gardening to Save the Planet, which is more of an eco-friendly or eco-warrior vibe of how to create a bug-friendly garden so all the creepy crawlies and all the bugs can start making grassroots changes and actually lead to more of a beneficial ecosystem and promoting native growth and promoting native flowers and native insects to thrive once more. If, like me, you love a very pretty book, I recommend getting The Little Book of Bees, an illustrated guide to extraordinary lives of bees. This isn't as much fun or personally narrated as Dave Goulson's books, but it does have some really fabulous facts and gorgeous illustrations of bees throughout. It goes through different types of bees and different anatomies, different facts about bees. So this is for one of the bee enthusiasts who like to have a gorgeous coffee table book. Next we have A Honeybee's Heart Has 5 Opening by Helen Junks. This is quite an interesting memoir. It's about a woman who is in her 30s. She's feeling thoroughly disconnected with her life. She's been completely and utterly focused on work, so she decides to take a year off and do a year of beekeeping in a rural community, and how that kind of changes her perspective on life, on nature, and on the way she views herself. Next we have Buzz by Thor Hansen, The Nature and Necessity of Bees. This one's recently come out to rather, fairly good acclaim, and it goes more into the deep past mystery of bees that were once wasps, and he goes into how they basically became what they are and where different variations of bees began, and of course going into why bees became so important to the ecosystem and what we can do to ensure that they aren't completely wiped out and we aren't left without half of our ecosystem functioning. Okay, so the next one's a bit fun. It's a bit more human history about the bee, and that's called The Hive, the story of the honeybee and us. And before you had the scientific revolution that was really happening, I'd say, within the Victorian period, where they began to study flowers, insects, and different pollination cycles, this goes into the background of what humans believed happened, what bees did, the structure, the reasons why bees did different things, because they've always been a fairly important creature in human cycle and human society. So it's just quite funny to see the history of what people thought bees were. And lastly, because I cannot find my giant Australian guide honeykeeping book, we have the little guide, Honeykeeping Inspiration and Practical Advice for Beginners. This is very good because I am imagining the idea of me being a beekeeper in the probably distant future, but it's still quite an exciting book to read, to understand how to keep these bees and how bees structure their hive in order to work so well within a beekeeping routine. So this is very, very good, but I do recommend if you are getting more serious into beekeeping, there are some amazing local guides. There's a really great one out for Australia, and there's some brilliant ones for America and UK. But yes, this little one's just a little tidbits of advice for potential and future beekeepers. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed my bee orientated video. Tell me one of your favourite things that also leaks into your love of books, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!